Hi. Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy coffee.
Yep.
Ah, I did another Akashic reading with our friend Jeff Bailey from the chat, the
Oh,
author.
cool.
So that'll be coming up Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
They're always interesting. Find out what a person has in their life and
Mm-hmm.
why they may be dealing with certain things, and it's fascinating. It's just
Oh, it
fascinating.
is.
So you were mentioning about um, I suppose it's a topic we talk about. Just see if the peeve is about in our community here about ads,
Yes.
because every ad now is all political, and it does get me annoyed too sometimes when I see the Republican side. Most of the ads I see are all from my state, and the Republican ones I know are all lies, and it's really annoying.
Mm-hmm. It's not just lies, it's hate and fear. If,
Yes,
to
hate and
acknowledge
fear.
they're liars is one thing, but they're spreading hate and fear on our channel. Since Scott and I discussed this, and I guess we could take a quick vote in the chat since you're all sitting there. Um, there's a new option that we can set up underneath where it says like, dislike, share, whatever, that whole line. There's a new thing on there where you can put a little quick send us $2 or $5 or 10. I'm not sure all what's on it because I've seen a couple people have it. And I'm just going to tell my people I'm turning off the ads in my shows until after the elections because for the same reason that Dorothy Morgan announced she's going to cut hers off. That cuts off income. It for her it pays bills. I mean, I'm not that. People don't watch ads during my thing. I don't know, but I'd like kind of a chat from y'all. Do you see a lot of ads, and do they bother you? Because I never see ads because I have premium. So
Mm. No, I don't have premium. I usually do the ad thing for. I let the ads roll for the people I support,
mhm.
to give them whatever they can. I mean, you don't have to watch them. Just turn on the volume until you want, too. But the ads just give us a little bit of a extra kick.
But now they've given us another thing we can use. So if you
Right.
really like our shows, you can hit. I told Scott if they'd fix it up on my TV. Okay, Carter Mancy. I know she watches, and she's in my area. See, I wouldn't know if they're running them in Texas because I don't watch them. But if I told Scott if I could hit a button and pay somebody $2 every hour I watch TV to take all the political ads off, I'd have that little button. It'd be bright red right by my chair.
Well, it's the same thing in North Carolina, huh, with Bud? Yeah, it's like Ron Johnson's ads are just horrible lies about um, Mandela Barnes, and the same thing, the Republican going after our Governor Evers. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
And all the Dems are doing is putting out ads. That's a lie. This is what I support. It's just like,
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's sad. I mean, I have no clue. I never looked into it. If there's any little cut from premium for watching, I would think no.
I never see an ad when I have I have two channels. I have my garden channel and then I have my personal name channel. So I
Yeah.
can go out and just look at things and not get nailed. You're here. Um,
No, Carrie Lake is amazing.
God, she's nuts. I
She,
mean,
she's the crazy one. I mean, like, how can she go from what she was and now what she is? It's kind of the same as Kirsten Cinema. Used to
mhm,
have good political talk, and now she's like, "What you gonna do for me?"
that's right. So anyway, look for I'll send out a notice when I finally make my mind up of what I want to do. But and Scott, I'm sure will do the same thing. I've never seen them. I don't know what's wrong with me. I get stuff for masking tapes and weird sleeping bags that'll keep you warm no matter what the temperature is.
So your dragon kept you up late last night. I had a message for you, huh?
Yeah, my dragon kept me up last night. He actually Cecil didn't talk to me, but my guides were kicking me in the head, which they tend to do. And it doesn't, like, when I look on my Fitbit, I've slept for like 7 hours, but very restless 7 hours. Anyway, they have told me that today, because it's the first week in October, I should do a 4-month reading, October, November, December, and January, the way I do an annual reading, which is I start with a big oracle card, and then I have a modifier on it, because they said we really need to be ready for the next few months. And in particular, they kept saying it's going to be really rough. Mercury's going to goes direct today, and we start having all kinds of stuff happen around us, and we will be able to. I'm sorry, my computer just threw up something that I don't really care about, and I put it away. And I hate those pop-ups. Anyway, I'm so it said to do a reading on this to be ready for the first part of this month to be rough, because all that stuff Mercury's been hiding is about to burst out on us.
Well, hopefully it's a justice kind of reading. On a brighter note, I got your egg in the mail.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Have you figured out how to use it yet?
Everything's an experiment with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I held it when I did Jeff Bailey's Akashic reading. I was holding it at the same time. Hopefully it would help.
It's
bring in
supposed
the
to.
energy.
Yeah, it's supposed to widen your heart chakra area out, widen out all that kind of energy that they talk about in heart math, about that's, that your brain's like this much, has an aura about this wide, and then your heart aura is about this wide. So it's really a lot of fun.
I like holding it, so we'll see how that plays out, how it expands the mind and heart.
Good.
Hey, let's go with the 4-month.
Okay, let's go with 4
How do
months.
you
And
do
after that, we'll get rid of my table. We won't have to stare at it all day.
So do you just take the top 4, or how do you do it?
I shuffle them first.
Well, I know. I mean, you shuffle first, but you just
and I just the top 4. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been shuffling these before we started, guys. So
I asked for the top 4. Let's see how this works. I haven't tried this scenario before. Let's see what I get.
It's October, November, December,
January. Tell me what.
And then I have these. I have my cutie pie cards, my Hanson Roberts, which are very cartoony, sort of fairy tale-ish cards, and they really can help strongly modify the card that's beneath. Now you know why you never see me shuffle on camera, because I
didn't think about using those. I have those. I'm gonna change
Hanson
that.
Roberts. Okay.
Yeah, the angel.
Oh, that's Radley. I got this deck when I was in Austin when I met him last time. He came down and did a thing on colors.
Oh, good question. Jace, we'll look at that again. Okay.
Okay.
October, November.
Got yours out?
No, I'm still thinking. I seen you put those out. I'm like, oh, I gotta use those. I forgot about them.
I like them because they're white. And when the table I used to read on New Year's at times 10, I could fit the whole 12 months out, and we'd go over what happens with each month. I do it in December and January, and I do it in May and June.
God. Okay.
Okay.
Look at questions too. I mean, you can go ahead. I'm still
okay.
I lost
So for
it.
October, you flip over the first big card, and that's a 5 of Ariel. That's why they wanted me to see this. This is a 5 of coins, but on this deck, it's more positive. You needn't go through these challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. That's why they wanted me to do this. Yeah, there's going to be so much illusion and delusion going on this month. It's really so this month is going to be rough. We're going to and this is part of that hate fear crap that comes from all the politicking. Trust me, I know all about it. I used to write it. Um, and so October is going to be tough. Let's see what we're going to face in November as an overall thing. Okay, they're right. It's a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships and invitations. A great time to do insight. And the card that modifies it is the Five of Cups. And I always tell people you can't move forward if you're looking in a mirror about what's already happened and you just keep bumping your nose. That November's going to be a month where we're really going to have to turn. That we need to work on that. So let's see what's happening to us in December. Oh, great. Two of Gabriel. So I think November is going to be really weird. I think everybody's going to be on tenterhooks until, and it's also the eclipse season until the election's over, and people are going to be thinking, oh, but they always won in the past. You cannot think that. That very thought is an intention that goes out in the universe. Say, we have all the winning arguments, we're winning, and then take 5 people you know who are going to vote like you to the polls, and we will win. December, it's sort of a new beginning, new partnerships, make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. That would not happen if the Republicans win. Important relationships with people who are also have your vision, and look where we are. We're the fool. We're leaping off into a whole new world. That's December. Lovely. Okay, January. It's the 7 of Michael. And I love the image in this deck for the 7 of Michael, if you can see it. Michael's sort of hanging over, and you're standing at a crossroads and you have a dark path or a light path. So which one do you pick? And it actually means there are better choices available. Walking alone may not be the best answer. Review all details. This means hang together with your tribe, get together with your people, because that's going to be going on now. And it has to do with the state and the emperor. So the way I would read this is, yeah, this month's going to have so much crap come out, and it's going to be all based on illusion and delusion. That's the 7 of Cups. Then November is going to be a nail biter, and there are going to be some races we should have won, could have won, we didn't win, but you don't reflect back on that. You look at what you did win so you can move forward, because in December they'll be counting their numbers and figure out what they can get done, and they will be moving forward, and we're all going to have an opportunity to take a leap of faith. And that's those of us who are confident enough or spiritually aware enough to be able to take that leap of faith. We do. And also then in January, it's going to be, do we pick the brighter trail? And I think we will, because it shows the emperor right side up.
Mine are very similar.
Good.
So I had the nine of Michael. So I had the 9 of Swords coming up on this month. So that's unnecessary worry. You know, focus on the desired outcome instead of what may not happen. Releasing guilt and fear and worry. So that's the overall. So it's like releasing it. Don't worry about what the outcomes that may not. Because on the bottom, I had the King of Cups. So I think this is like the good leader feeling.
Right.
You know, we have good leadership going on. So don't worry. We have good leadership going on, and we have good focus moving forward. And then November, I'm getting there's relief from stress, because I'm thinking here we got 4 of Michael, another Michael, 4 of Swords, release because the Democrats won.
Yeah, you can retreat. You can maybe not sit about and think about fighting all the time now.
Right. We don't have to worry. The insights, you know, we can relax now. We have time off, because then we have the Ace of Wands over that.
Oh, great.
Powerful energy moving forward. We have power. We have something to look forward to. December, I have divine guidance.
Very good.
Divine guidance and strength.
Mm-hmm.
The divine guidance is Archangel Sandalphon.
Sandalphon.
Sandalphon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's searching for the meaning of life. Consider an alternative approach, surrounding yourself with wise teachers and friends. And then, but next to the strength. So I think this is all about the power moving forward. I think these are showing up investigations too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the institutions, everything that's powerful and good, that everything's moving forward here in December.
Mm-hmm.
And then January, we finally get change. Change is coming with the Knight of Michael. We had a lot of Michaels. The Knight of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Cups. So we got a new house is going to be forming in January. So that would be like time to move quickly, choosing logic over emotions and sudden changes. Strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. So mine's very good. It's just get through this month.
I think we needed to do that today because of what we both saw coming in October. I think there's going to be we're going to take an energetic pounding. And the other thing that's happening is all of the major planets are going direct, just like Mercury is today. And when that energy shifts, it shifts slowly, but we feel it.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a nice surprise as far as the political realm after the election. Stay focused. The anxieties could be a lot to do with the bad political realm with the ads and stuff you see.
Yep.
Because they do. That's what they do is put out fear and they could try to change your mind.
Well, fear it's a really odd thing. I mean, it's not odd to use. It's very effective, and they've known that for a long time. Okay, Scott, you can make the table go away.
No more table.
No more table. Table be removed. Yay! It's just us.
Yay. Oh, now Karen wants to know, well, who's going to be the new speaker? Well, I really doubt Pelosi would be moving if she's still in there.
She's running. She's not running. If she doesn't, she'll be it unless she chooses to hand it off for some reason.
Let's see.
And Beto did have his debate finally with my son. One of my sons calls him Governor Hot Wheels, and
Governor Hot Wheels.
And it's the only disabled person other than the guy who shot his own eye out and then tried to run the insurrection. There's the only two people I make fun of that have that kind of disability. And I suppose it's mean-spirited of me, but he has done so much to damage the state. And I watched the whole thing. And I had a friend who followed all the Twitter comments. And she said one of the most interesting is a guy named Dr. Jack, who watches people's body language. And he had some incredibly interesting things to say about Beto's performance and what our beloved governor was doing. So,
yeah, there is always that worry that the Democrats need both houses yet to move forward, and it would be a bonus to have more senators. But our 4 months shows very good things coming, November and December. So, yeah. Personally, I think we ought to all just stay focused. Bless you, Deb.
Thank you, Deb.
Just stay focused. Positive light to the Democrats that are running.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. About the time people are going to go to vote in Florida, that's when, right now, they have the resilience. We're going to get it back, blah, blah, blah. And it takes about 6 weeks for it to settle in what's really happening to you. So just about the time they start to, just by the normal human emotion thing, fall into the despair of having gone through great destruction, that's going to be when it's time to vote. Now, the biggest problem they're having in Florida, and I have friends that are working over in Florida, is they're already trying to figure out a way to help the people who've been displaced. Where do they go vote? This happened in Houston.
Yeah, down there.
Yeah.
You want to toss a few on?
Okay.
Ron? There's a hurricane.
I'm going to use my
him.
Monopoly. Since it's about property, I'm going to use my Monopoly deck.
Okay. Whatever you sense there, darling. Go for it.
Uh-huh.
Good morning, Sherry and Joe and everyone else. Oh, I know it. Anyway, there's another one. I seen a bunch of Republicans voted no for funding. DeSantis even turned down help from Democratic states.
Well,
just crazy. Even at a time of need, he turned down help from New Jersey. You know, I can't remember the name.
Oh, this is not going well for him, and it's exactly why I thought his card right now is nostalgia place. Everything they've worked and built is going away, and that's reversed. And it's that people are going to blame the government, especially the people who couldn't get insurance. And then it's reversed in that he has this card is the supporter of ambition and business success. They're realizing that the supposed business dream that Florida is, it isn't. And then the last two cards that are why it's going to be this way is because they're wearily defensive gardens and heavy burdens gardens. So, yeah, it's just what I thought. By the time that election comes up, people will crawl across all the broken glass in their state to vote against him because so many people have been hurt.
Yeah, there's what, a month? Well, some places it's early voting. I'm not sure about there, but
they're not. They don't vote there yet.
Okay, thank you. So there's a month yet. So there's start healing.
And then they realize what they can't heal because their whole state's screwed up.
I don't see anything good here for DeSantis here because I got justice surrounding the King of Coins. So if he's represented by the King of Coins, injustice isn't a good luck with Four of Wands, Cups, and the Seven of Wands. It's not good energy there with justice surrounding him and Four of Cups because Four of Cups is you're kind of like thinking about what I did wrong kind of feeling. So,
or it's also someone who's given an offer and they turn the cup away, and it would have been the thing that completed the set.
It's kind of like going away, and there's people, there's things behind the scenes that he's worried about, especially with justice coming out first here. I have better energy, money flowing towards Christ. For Christ, I'm feeling King of Cups here for Christ. Energy towards him, and then money flowing in his direction with the Six of Coins. And I see DeSantis going away here. In the end, I have Strength, Two of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Hierophant for Christ and Florida energy. And this has nothing to do with DeSantis. I really think Chris is going to win.
Yeah, no, I think he's won statewide. He was at one point Republican until he got too obnoxious for him to stand.
But he sees the peril of what DeSantis has done. I think he's a different person than he was before.
Yeah.
He's a lot better option than what they currently got. A grifter and whatnot. So there's a lot more behind the scenes about DeSantis that we know. And I would highly doubt, even if he did win the governorship, I don't think he would even stay. There's stuff
Yeah.
coming. Especially the migrant thing, moving the
Yeah.
immigrant. There's got to be some backlash with the whole investigation for Greenberg and whatnot. He's in the pictures with all these guys that are going to prison or have been indicted. You don't hang with people, bad people that have been indicted and not have some kind of deals.
That's true.
So something's coming up, So
Okay.
we got
In regards to early voting, Illinois, you can vote now. Early voting's open for you. North Dakota, you can vote now. Pennsylvania, apparently you're a weird state and it varies all over the state what the hell you can do. Every time I see it, it just says varies. South Dakota's been able to vote for over a week. Vermont and Virginia have early voting, as does Wyoming right now. So you are the guys who have it as of right now. And then the next group kind of kicks in about 10, 11. They start lining up again. So if you want to know where you can early vote or how to, all the rules to early voting, go to Ballotpedia. It's like ballot with the pedia that's on the end of encyclopedia. And they will tell you where you can go. And they tell you all the rules too. So know your rights. Don't expect people at the courthouse to tell you your rights.
Oh, cool.
You need to know. Yep. So they're already. Vermont may be a mail-in ballot state because some of the mail-in ballot states go early.
I can't remember. Wisconsin's kind of confusing because they changed the laws during 2020 with the COVID going on. They could vote earlier, and they had earlier voting stations. So I think it's back to normal. You can request, but you can't. I don't know. I think it's only 2 weeks prior, but it's confusing. I'm just going the day of, but they changed it. Like I said, when COVID in 2020, election commissions changed everything. They put out more ballot boxes, had voting early through mail, and then they changed everything. Thanks to our Supreme Court. So I don't know. Okay. Someone had one up. I want to hit Dorian. Let's go there. What information will come out before the election in November? Anything coming out before election that'll help the blue?
I'm going to use serious cards for this.
You have serious and lovely cards?
I have jokey cards. I have cards that I'm like, do I really have to read about this? But anything about Florida, it's all property right now. So I like that deck for property questions. Actually, when I read for business people that work in real estate, I use that deck because we can always kind of relate it real easily to the merchandising and sale of property.
Oh, thank you, Earth Mama. She's a poll worker in New Jersey. They now vote early, about 10 days before the election.
Yeah, Texas has had 3 weeks of early voting, which they cut to 2, but when somebody tells me in Texas they didn't go vote, they run the polls on Saturdays from 7 in the morning till 7 at night and from 8 in the morning until 6 at night on Sundays. So even though we're doing 9 to 5 on, work, they can get there. And they're all over the county. But now they have it so you can vote on election day at any polling station you want to go to.
Oh, boy.
No, I got no.
No, for what?
Will the information come out before the election that will turn the blue
Oh,
tide.
sure.
Okay.
I just asked what information. I'm seeing. Well, if you follow the U.S. attorneys around the country,
Yeah.
they're always busting someone now.
Yeah.
Past, they've got seized a ton of fentanyl and all this stuff going on, and they've been click, 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 like almost every other day. They've indicted someone or gotten around the country for election, grifting, laundering money through companies. I see that more this month. I'm sensing with the King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and all this greed. It's basically a devil card here. I'm sensing. So I see investigations and more things coming out of within the non-political sphere. So we're talking about election fraud from the past, things getting to come into light, who's been indicted, and so that kind of thing still comes. And then I have the Page of Wands, my severe loss card, and then walking away with the Eight of Cups. There's more news coming out. It's not like I got Page of Wands, walking away. It's either illusions, delusions, or walking away, but I'm feeling walking away. And then my severe loss card. So that's telling I did 3-3-3 rows. So this is like it's kind of like hints of what's coming after the election. Like there's a report of this lawyer doing this, that kind of thing. Or like there might be an investigation into this person, that kind of thing. It's like there's that fear and that worry of loss, but this is all about news coming out. So it's like in the news cycle, you'll be hearing more things to come, like little hints.
Right.
But in the end here, I have the Eight of Swords, the Hermit, and the Five of Coins. Someone's getting locked up, though. Someone's in a bad way and losing everything. There is going to be something news about someone getting convicted. Hermit is kind of like, it's either fool or hermit here. So it may be fool more than hermit, and then losing everything. So I think we're going to see it. I do sense someone high profile will be arrested here. For something they did foolish, and they're very poor. Maybe it's a Rudy kind of thing. They
better catch Rudy sooner. There won't be a Rudy to catch.
Judge just ruled he had to pay his ex-wife $238,000 or whatever. So,
well, I got more information come out before the election, and it's no, because even though Democrats are not traditionally known for doing this, they've built up a lot of really strong defenses to protect themselves. They kind of know the crap they're going to try to pull out. And so what's going to happen is this is a no, because the Republicans actually can't make up their mind about what to fight about. This is a no, and they can't make good choices. This is a no, because a big part of them wants to be rid of the burden. When you're in a bad race and you know it, about October 15th, you want the hell out. I mean, they just don't campaign as well. And this is a no, that that there's no way that the Republicans are going to break the blue tide. It's no way. Yeah. It's just going to get stronger.
Yeah, I technically didn't read on that question about tide blue. I just read on what's going to happen coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But technically, I do have that same feeling. It's like,
no, you had the same reading I did. You had it from the other perspective. I looked at it from tide blue. Is anything happened to it?
Right. I think we have what we have, going into the election. We have November, we have climate change, and we have gun gun rights of all these poor souls.
Abortion rights, dear. I'm the part larger than 50% of the population whose bodies they've locked up. I mean, there are medicines that I might need that they could literally make illegal because there's a potential for them to cause abortions. And what happens is you wipe out a whole bunch of people who can take those meds, you're screwed.
You know, what is that?
Thank you.
Thanks, Deanne. I hope so.
Yes.
I always feel that. But anyway, there's that young activist in Texas. God, I can't remember her name. But she was saying that they registered 300,000 young people in Texas after the Roe vote in June.
That's the Roe thing. I'll tell you how bad it is. I don't know if you know about Texas A&M, but it's a very smart school, and people who go there get very connected, and they make a lot of money, but they're also very, very conservative, which is why I know so few of them. Anyway, but it's a huge school. It's the rival system to Texas, UT, the University of Texas. They've traditionally always had a balloting place, a voting place on the day of the election on their campus. The Republicans in their area just pulled it. And so now people are down there. I've talked to somebody who said, oh, they're down there and they're just going to arrange vans that can drive them to the closest polling place they can go to if they wait till the day of the election. So, I mean, they're not going to stop them.
And I'm sure these polls that we're seeing are not polling young kids under 25. Well,
if you read what they say, they're polling likely voters. Likely voters means a voter who's voted once, which means anybody between 18 and 22 isn't going to be in there. And someone who, they like to have certain patterns and histories. In other words, they look for old people like me. And so that means they're missing all the women who've recently registered. And, I agree. I took my youngest to Iowa in 2008 to work the caucuses for Obama. He'd never seen snow before. He saw it then. But it's so fun when you get them interested at that age because they hang on to it and they have a very different perspective.
Oh, did you see that nonsense that, that they're going to drop, Biden administration is dropping or canceling student debt.
Right.
And then these 12 Republican governors, whatever, associations was going to sue the government over that. Over because of a small tax bill some of these people would have of canceling their debt.
And that's all a function of the state law and the taxes they pay there. It's got nothing to do with the feds.
Well, it came out that the Biden administration dropped it, so there's no law. So now, supposedly, 700,000 people will not get their student loan.
No, that's not true, Scott. That's how people originally read what was said. But
right.
What they said is that because I live in a household with two people who benefit from this. They watch this sucker like a hawk. Yesterday, my youngest came down and explained to us, had read through it all, and there's a very small group of people who had state-based funding, or they're just going to have to pay the tax bill because the reason they would have to pay taxes is because the state they live in, and that's got nothing to do with the feds. But the first thing they said, what came out was Biden was going to look at it, and all of the conservative press ran, oh, they're going to ditch this. They're not going to, let these kids have it. We won. And as of 3:30 yesterday afternoon, when I had to quit watching Ghost Hunters to hear this whole thing, real tragedies in life. But both of them, my youngest makes too much money to get the whole amount off, but is getting some off. But it's going to pretty much wipe out what my daughter owes. So, and she graduated in the year 2000. and she now owes more because of all the interest and penalties that got
Sure.
interest in, not even penalties, but just interest that got stacked on it after Bush handed all the paperwork over to banks. She owes now more than she borrowed.
Good Lord.
I know.
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to read all through it, but the article I read said they instead of going through this lawsuit, they just dropped it, according to what I read.
No, they said the original thing that young one told us was it was based on certain kinds of things, but it's typical GOP game. Somebody just pointed it out.
right.
Typical GOP game to say it's their playbook. They create something that looks like a victory, and now they're going to make people feel all not unencumbered by it anymore. But that's how come young one caught on to it, because it was flashing across all theirs, and it was the lawyers. That's my 32-year-old that has a bunch of friends that are lawyers online. They were saying, no, that's not what's happened at all, and it's a real misreading of the whole situation. So I don't know. I hope so for them, because it's their debt. They're paying it.
But like I said, it was just nonsense. If that was the case, why the heck they would even sue over a little bit of a tax bill of helping people?
And it's like they've ever cared if they taxed your common citizens. It's not like a major corporation was getting hit. Oh, MT, really?
What the heck?
Okay.
Let's just hear what the cards say. We don't have to look at her. We're sensing the divorce.
Yeah, but her cloven hooves are near. Her cloven hooves are near it. Now you know why I only do this. I have to take like a spiritual salt bath after this to cleanse off all of it.
Pretty much. Nasty. Oh, just hold on to Nancy's egg.
That's right. I have one that's better for this. It's my throat chakra for telling the truth.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. Real reason, man.
Green versus green divorce.
For anyone who's been divorced, does the real truth ever come out? No. No.
Yeah, it's one against the other.
Have you ever seen the movie Rashomon, which is where a samurai comes and he meets his husband and wife in the forest, and they have some kind of fight? Anyway, the way the play is written and the movie was done is you hear the story from each of their perspectives. And you wouldn't even think they were in the same place. It's sad. Okay, we're gonna just do two because I don't want to spend more time on it. Well, if it's a yes, no, I got a big fat no. And you know why?
Dirty secrets?
No. Hiding all their dirty secrets. That's the moon. And that's where you go and hide all your dirty little secrets. And their love was kind of shattered long before she got to DC. So it was over before she ever got into political office. And neither of them knew how to build and make it work, which is the Eight of Pentacles. But she's twisted anyway. So,
yeah, I am getting there's a twist there. It's weird though. In the past, I'm getting there was love there, and there was some kind of awakening, but there was some kind of darkness. It feels like I don't have the husband card, anything. The only thing I have is her that came out in my toss.
Okay.
So I have basically the endure, which is like strength, and the ace of swords, and then darkness, transitioning something different. So like there's a new idea, like when she got elected, but it went down a dark path that I would guess he didn't like seeing. But there's some kind of an awakening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he was all in, but then something happened that he can't take anymore with this being in the election. So then I have her with the Queen of Wands, Hermit, and Page of Cups. There's some secrets there. Like she may have been cheating. With that Page of Cups, it's like an offer of new love. Hermit is what kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
fool hermit. He did bad things here. This guy's driving a tractor into the
Mm-hmm.
mud. Some kind of obstacles, naive about something, like
Mm-hmm.
loss of trust. So I'm leaning more towards she did some stupid things when she was gone on the campaign trail, possibly cheating.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's something coming up from MTG with a tower and loss of all
Well,
money and substance and a new path. So I'm getting she's gonna have a tower moment. There's something happening. She's gonna lose all that money, an oh crap moment, and a new path, and some kind of new adventure, a new job or losing job with the tower next to it. So there's something behind the scenes I think he knows is coming up.
we had we had a comment in the chat room. You guys are not typing fast today, so I can read them. Um, and one of them said that her husband's afraid of losing his business, of losing all his assets. So I said, "Is this coming from a fear of losing assets?" And it went, "Yes, he knows the end is coming. He knows someone knows something about her they're going to use against her." And that's what I saw hidden in the moon. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose his business because of her. And then so this is a yes, this is a no. Then I got two yeses. Ace of Cups is in the center, and right next to the Ace of Cups is his love of money, and he doesn't want to get caught up in the bad messages. It may be he may have filed against her and all that stuff. It may just be to try and save the family assets. I don't know what the law is in Carolina, in Georgia, but in Texas, it's a community property state, and so unless you've kept everything absolutely completely separate, I've had a couple of my friends have to hand over half of their inheritance, and she was openly cheating. I'm not saying that, you know, trust me,
I
for
don't
some
know.
couples, that's
I
not a.
There may be something coming up that we don't know about
Yeah, I think
that
they
he just don't want to deal with, be part of.
Mhm.
So according to the internet,
Okay.
she's worth quite a bit of money. So who knows?
Well, somebody just said Georgia's a community property state. If he can prove he had control of that business, then he could divorce, get out, and get that cleared from her. So
Yeah,
well, I
like
feel
like
sorry
I said,
for him.
my cards, nothing came out about him. It's just telling about her, and in the end, she's got a tower moment coming
Hmm.
and loss. So whether she loses the election or not, she's not going down from good times.
Oh God, Zach, what a horrible thing to write.
Yeah, we don't need to
Don't
go there. They were
that's
hanging out
that's
quite a
not an
bit.
image. That's not an image I want.
I guess the
Yeah,
government. I guess the government forgave every. As far as I
that
read,
was
they
farce.
forgave every congressman that had PPE loans for businesses or whatever. It was, when the heck was that? It was like a month or two ago.
Yeah,
Um, the White House was tweeting out what back at every one of the congressmen that were lying about
oh yeah, when they were
how much they
saying
received.
you can't give these people funds for this. And they said, well, what about y'all?
What about you all? You
Mhm.
got $820,000 of PPE loans forgiven.
Mhm.
Liars. Unreal. I would say it's more more of that geek hillbilly, Keith.
Yep.
I think it's more to do with the insurrection. She was in that. What the heck? She had that. She was in the meeting in the White House before she was even sworn in. Came out with that video.
Yeah.
We had a great meeting session about January 6th, and be aware. And President Trump is not going to lose. Da, da, da. She's involved.
Mhm.
Okay. Enough of her. Ugh.
Yes.
But thanks for the question. It was fun. All right. Let's just go with this quick. Sarah's in there.
Can I change that to, will there be a change of the Speaker of the House?
Yeah, we don't have to look at a person.
Mhm.
We just do that.
Mhm.
Will there be a change to the Speaker of the House?
Mhm.
I can give confirmation of Dems keeping the House too. Because the biggest fear of that is because of all the new maps that were drawn and generally favored Republicans, unfortunately, instead of fairly. So there is some to overcome there.
The other thing is that, like in Texas, we'd already had all our primaries, and there are seats we could win now, but there was no one ran in them because they were considered too solidly Republican. But with Roe v. Wade, they could have won them now. This is just makes me nuts when we don't run someone everywhere, just in case. I hate to say this. Let me see. This next week going to be a down. I asked if I gotten would there be a change to the Speaker of the House, and it said kind of. I was asking would there be a change, and uh, it said no, and then I said will Nancy Pelosi be the Speaker, and it came out a big bright yes. So I can show you the yes. It's 8 of Cups. I'm out of here. Plus a bunch of Republicans will resign when they don't have a majority. The Hierophant, it's just not a pretty scene what's going on there, but they're going to get what they want, and it's a new beginning. So that also could be that she's not going to be the one who does it, but I
started out. I should never just lay him like that. It always confuses me. Instead of doing my normal spreads, what I understand better, I just started laying them out because I figured it'd be an easy question. Well, it's not.
no, now you're all confused.
So now I need to associate where they're supposed to be in a normal spread. So the first card I got was Ace of Cups, right? So I'm associating that was a big yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cups are more associate with Democrats more than, and wands I would associate Republicans. So I do have in the end here Duchess, female energy, and basically the justice, the balancing of everything. Everything's good. I do have positive energy for our government.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the Hierophant card, traditions, government, and then angelic energy, and then positive Knight of Wands moving forward for the house.
Mm-hmm.
So what confused me is these other cards that come in, but I think it has to do with the former guy. Because this is in the middle. If I would have laid it out properly. So we have the King of Coins, severe loss, possible health issues, and then the Chariot. Something's gonna be happening after the election here with the former guy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of health issues in this. This Eight of Coins can be health issues. It also has to do with putting documents together, possibly too. But moving in on
Making
the
license plates.
former guy after November.
I know one reader who says the Eight of Coins is when you talk about potential punishment that he's making license plates.
So it's like the Eight of Coins. I made it in my deck. On the bottom here, showing like, well, this guy is welding. He's repairing.
Oh.
So he's repairing something back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when I started looking at with my Lord of the Rings, it shows a person getting work done. So Eight of Coins is kind of always associated with, if you're working in a business, you're making repairs to it, making money. But when you're talking health issues coming in, so this came in with health issues, and then you had to drop on the Eight of Coins. You're talking about severe issues, but then you're working on things. You might be
Right.
needing the doctor or whatnot. So I'm sensing that more so than anything else. But yeah, interesting read. So I gotta put it in my mind how I'm gonna throw it out, because it never works right. Because I'm so attached to making a full kind of spread instead of just a clarify. And it confused me until I'm like, okay, I had to separate it again. But anywho, it feels the same. Democrats keep, but it also had to come in there about the former guy.
Well, until he's gone, he's not gone. And even when he's gone, he's left his little minions. So.
Oh yeah, yesterday I guess he was talking about license plates. Yeah, there's all this rumor, or he mentioned on his Truth Social or whatever, that he may just announce tomorrow that he's running for president. No,
He won't.
He didn't. He just kind of threw it out there, as a grift.
Well, anything to get attention. He doesn't care.
Genealogy. Is there a card that shows a chain gang raking the forest?
Oh, no, that's perfect. Remember when he said the reason California had forest fires because they didn't rake the forest?
Oh, I guess that would be an Eight of Coins too.
Yeah, they'd have to put him in California, and I'm not sure that they want him there either.
Yeah. MTG Matt. Where's Matt's wife? God, you really want to know, huh?
Matt's wife was a thing for him to get an attempt to have her not have to testify against him. And that's all you need to know, is anybody who'd marry him for that reason. And besides, the guy looks like a cartoon character. I mean, really. I mean, I have purple hair. I should speak, but.
You do you, boo.
Yeah, I know you do you.
Oh, geez, Louise. These characters. Okay. Oh, since we're on talking about those fools, Deanne's wondering about the girls. Pending GOP parties, Mar-a-Lago, blackmail. Okay, let's just go with, did Gates help with blackmail on the GOP?
Okay, let's simplify it.
Simplify it. Matt Gates in the blackmail op to help the former guy keep people in line. That kind of feeling.
Well, he hung around with Jeffrey Epstein, probably learned about hiding cameras.
cameras. Oh, there was that time I seen the video of they said that he was showing other people new videos or pictures in the house.
Oh yeah, and somebody one of the women lost her crap over it and said, "Get that out of here."
All right, I gotta say, just a 3 card, no spread. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I already have an answer. Yes. Yes, this is him luring them in and being the charming person to do it. He also had a woman who was working with him and that we may or may ever know about. And he did it because he wanted to put things where he could control them. In other words, he was in control of the justice.
Yeah.
It was all done with a bunch of lies, which is a no, but then the last card's a yes. And yeah, he was planting his seeds early.
I got King of Swords, 8 of Swords, and Darkness. So if you go yes, here's the Dark Man here. We'll associate that with Maddie. So if you get goods on people, you'll have them with the 8 of Swords. You'll have them locked up or in your camp. They'll be trapped.
Right.
You know, and then this would be like you have their soul, that kind of feeling. Once you trap them, you have their soul, right? You can have them do whatever you do because they're afraid. So yeah, I think that's part of it. Just for giggles, I pulled 3 more after that. I have a Tower moment coming up from Eddie Gates soon. Page of Wands, Tower, and a Magician. So I think this nonsense about Matt getting off the hook, supposedly in the news, I think it was planted. But Maddie's coming up with a Tower very soon. I don't think he's going to be, if he happens to win, which is very red in his district, he won't be sworn in. He's coming soon. He's got a Tower coming.
Right.
It feels like the messaging out there is BS.
I had someone send me a question the other day, and I think she was being funny, but she said, "Who will be happier when Putin dies? The Russian people or the Republican Party?"
Probably the Russian. I would say the Russian people. Because
the Russian people can go find those pictures and then they can really go get all those Republicans who weren't helping Ukraine and drafting their sons.
The Republicans need the former guy to go away. So they can actually start telling the truth again and what they truly believe in.
They won't. They won't, because now it's not just the former guy. It's somebody else has other stuff over them. What the hell were they doing there on the 4th of July in Moscow?
True.
You know, I mean,
useful idiots, compromise. Maybe
I'm just, because I'm older and I was raised longer in the Cold War than any of you, but it's just to see them do that 180.
Oh yeah, they all did. It's crazy.
And they did it because maybe it will surface. Kill Billy thinks the PP tape will surface once Putin's dead.
Yeah, there's people just don't act like that. When, I mean, you can be true to your convictions, but to act like that, to totally lie on a constant basis because of what someone has on them, crazy. They sold their soul. Well,
they sold their soul when Reagan went to the Southern Strategy. Nixon did the Southern strategy, and Reagan just tied to it more. And I live down here, and it's
Rebecca Jones.
hmm?
I was just reading. I think Marie was saying Rebecca Jones is running against Gates. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
who. Sources.
I haven't had a 5-no yet. Will Rebecca win against him? Let me see.
What are you asking on?
I'm asking if she's going to have a chance to win against him.
Oh, Rebecca? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get in better energy than that Gates did. It's Rebecca Jones.
Oh my God. I got a yes, no. It's still in the balance.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why. A lot of people have anxiety about little Maddie Gates. Okay. And this storm has made it even more sure for them that they're not secure when they have a clown like that in the Congress. And they may see her as, unfortunately, a lot of Southern or diminutive voters, they see women as diminutive sort of men. But it shows that Matt's planted his seeds wrong. So it's kind of his race to lose, and it looks like he may.
It's a tough throw. I think I'm kind of on that path with it's his to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess the Queen of Wands would be her. Then I have a King of Cups, probably a Gates, but there's a lot of darkness of transitions going on. So that would assume it's back and forth because they came together here. Weird throw. So 3 more. I got the 4 of Wands, and again the bad karma, brokenhearted, and then light, the sun. So it's just kind of weird too. It's like everything's in the balance here, but things will come.
I think so much is going to come out of how this storm gets handled and what the states does.
Gosh. Maybe there's going to be something that comes up near the end that shakes things up, but
it's in the balance. It's not a decided issue in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, kind of sensing the current energy is towards Gates. I'm just trying to. I was actually there in that area where I was stationed there for 2.5 years, so I know that area. When I was in the service and Air Force, and it just feels very red, hard to overcome. So the actual news needs to get out there about him.
Mm-hmm.
It could change. There's a lot.
How are they going to hear it? They don't have any electricity. They don't have radios. I guess they've got to watch it on their phone. I have a friend wasn't that close to the storm. She still doesn't have power.
Where's
she's the one who does all my design work, Alma. She got caught. She's over there, and I check in with her every so often. Ian McGrath has an interesting question about Russian sleepers who were planted in the U.S. Did you find that? It's at 10:38.
I need a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Russian sleepers were getting planted in the U.S. late 40s, 50s. They still. Well, there has been a few that have been busted.
Yep. They put a whole plane load of them together. That's why Peter Schutz, the one that had the affair, and they pulled it out of his emails and they persecuted him and his girlfriend and stuff. I mean, what they were doing was stupid, but
Right.
the reason Putin really hated him was he was the one in charge of breaking up all those sleeper cells. They took a whole jet full of people back to Moscow. And that's when you watched who they got rid of in the DOJ and the FBI and stuff, it was those kind of guys that had done something against the Russians. But let's see. Sleepers in the U.S. It says no. I get no. We know where most of them are, and I think he's right about some of their kids. They may have tried to place them in good positions, but I don't think that's who we're fighting. I think we're fighting people who are native-born Americans that were just willing. They were just willing to sell anybody out for money because they're greedy little nasty people.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything horrible here with that.
But I know in the part of the world Ian comes from, in Great Britain, they broke up a lot of them that had been. They were actually communists before World War II, and they sat quiet because remember we were friends with the Russians, and then after the war, there were some in some very high places in British government that got busted.
Mm-hmm.
I sense it's Mother Russia now coming, pushing its influence.
Yeah, it's a whole different atmosphere now. They started this whole since the internet age. They started this whole disinformation campaign that seems to work a lot better. There is some kind of money thing with King of Coins. They're trying to infiltrate something about money. Buying up properties, what I'm sensing, more so than intel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something more about buying up properties and owning more. That that Russian oligarch was indicted here. Was that last week? Or was it
Yeah.
week before?
Yeah.
And they were talking about him. News I've seen, like all these oligarchs would come and get their wives or girlfriends, whatever, or get these people here so their kids would be born in the United States.
They were their anchor babies, yeah.
Yes, so they'd be citizens and whatnot. So it feels that has that kind of flair, but also buying up properties and owning in the United States, establish citizenship, but I'm just not seeing it with my throw here of that being a huge issue of the children. I was reading that story about someone placed a story and talked about Boris Johnson's whole life, where he lived, whatnot. They were saying he was basically groomed by the Russians too. His dad had connections.
Well, you don't. Boris is not a traditional British name. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I was reading something like his father or parents named him after something Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, weird. Crazy times.
I'll put you on my prayer list. Aspie Third Eye. They're having back problems, and writing about them. And I feel sorry for you because I've lived with chronic pain and it's horrible.
We're going to take all the Florida. All the damage. Where they're going to take all this stuff. Landfill. Of course, it's all underwater, right?
Mm-hmm. All under salt water.
Okay. Where should we go? Let's see. Look at Cannon quick.
Yep.
UJ wins in court. Former guy connected. Okay. Think I seen. All right. Cannon has done something weird here last few days. Oh gosh.
How are we going to ask it? Are we going to ask if she's compromised? They have
Yeah,
something.
maybe we should start there.
Okay.
DOJ again is appealing to the 11th Circuit, undermining the special master. Yeah, I don't think we've ever actually read on her.
No.
I mean, why are you crazy? Why are you willing to ruin your career? Reiki.
Oh dear.
Right, Marie? Cannon fodder. Loose cannon.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to do it. Okay.
I don't get she feels compromised. What I get is she's really immature. She may have the smarts to pass those tests, but she didn't have the maturity. And there's a part of her right now that just wants out of here. They don't have compromise on her because the tower would be the other way. And they're going to try to offer her something to try and make her disappear, and she's going to be moving on. She's going to be gotten rid of that way. But I don't get that she's being. I think she thought it was an easy job. She just slide in there, and when all of a sudden you find yourself publicly reviled, and you think you look good in a black robe.
Weird. So yeah. I'm not getting like she was paid off.
No.
But someone's talking in her ear. I mean, she wouldn't be doing this for no reason. The legal justice of what she's doing makes no sense.
Because I told you she should never have passed the damn exam. She doesn't have the mind for this. And she talks to people from the Federalist Society, and they said, "Yeah, you can do that."
Something like that, because I have a King of Swords,
mm-hmm.
and they're talking in her ear here, telling her what to do. With that card coming there. And then she's like, "Okay, I'll do that." But next to it, I have that Eight of Cups. So originally, I have the Eight of Cups here. It's like, I don't think she really wants to.
Yeah, I had the Eight of Cups too.
And then I had the Knight of Wands here. So she's taking it. Is that state? Yeah. She's taking that action. I'm like, okay, I got to do what I got to do. But then there's this coming up here. I have her next to the Two of Swords. Moving forward here, so I have this Two of Swords. A lot of blind. There's some behind the scenes. There's some kind of problems going on. You see people are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Blindness, and then I have her as this Queen of Wands. There's some kind of different direction she's going to be taking with the Ace of Wands here.
Mm-hmm.
Outcome. two of coins, five of cups, and five of coins. It's going to leave her in despair. Her actions are going to leave her in despair.
Mm-hmm.
So all this juggling she's done back and forth with that two of coins,
Right.
testing the waters, is going to leave her in a five of cups, five of coins. Despair and broken, lost in the system. So it's not like I'm not saying like she, on the bottom of the deck, I do have the page of cups with an offer here of some sorts, but
he's going to be offered an easier way out. I don't think she's going to take it, and it's really going to come down on her.
Yeah, I'm not seeing like her thrown off the bench or anything, but I'm not saying she got paid for it. I mean,
No,
she
didn't. She
but
got her ego.
Yeah, there's someone talking to her though. With that first card shows someone talking to her ear, probably the Federal Society, whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to do 3 cards on them talking to her.
But nothing came out in my toss up saying anything about she was paid off to do all this. She got her suit. Father-in-law is a coastal crone. The father-in-law is a big GRP donor. Holds position in Florida GOP. Thank you.
I hope he leaves her a good inheritance because she's just lost her lifelong salary from what I saw.
Oh, Keith, you shot down a troll? Well, thank you. Maybe another question is like, is there compromise on her? Cat lady saying something about may have been friends with the Jeffrey dude, her husband. Well, you know, all these birds run in the same flock, right?
Right.
You put people in charge that you owe someone. And... Thanks, Keith. Troll 0. Thank you. I didn't even see it. Boom, be gone. Is there compromise?
From her or her family. I get another no to that. There are people who know about addictions in her family and some things like that, but it's not true compromise. It's just tales, and they already know them.
It's just amazing how she even got.
Well, she was put in after he wasn't elected. You know.
Holding on. Yeah, there's compromise. Well, I got the Fool along with the Hierophant, and then the 9 of coins. The 4 of coins. I had the 4 of coins coming in and the 2 of cups and the end. So there's some kind of info. The 4 of coins would suggest some kind of info with some kind of allegiance with someone close to her. These cards are kind of cool with the wish they were a color, but
they're showing up really well today, Scott.
But the Fool kind of makes sense here, right? You know, we got a woman here, kind of on the bench. It's like, okay, this is what I can do for you. It could be the former guy, right? And then wait a minute. Yeah, then we got the Hierophant here. I think this is some authority telling her what to do. You got all these puppeteers above here. And this sure feels like a federal society. This is what they want. Here we got our court together. We put it all together. We got all this money. We're making it flow. We got all these judges. And then we get what we want. So it feels like more of a puppeteer system with this whole judges and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, with the Four of Coins, that's always about keeping something near and dear. It's like, I got something on you. We'll give you a little bit of this. We'll put you in a position. But we got something on you. We got something in this satchel right here.
Right.
So it feels like all these judges just have puppeteers from the federal society, whoever owns them. It's more about the position and what they can do rather than paying someone off. But this Cannon's in a bad place. She doesn't have as much leverage as like a Supreme Court justice does or whatever.
No.
So she can easily be overruled. Just crazy. Oh gosh, we're already at an hour and a half. Nuts.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Oh, we can toss on that quick since we're in that realm. So the DOJ is appealing again
Mm-hmm.
of her latest that 45 doesn't have to do anything about this. Respond. Appealing again. I think this is why I couldn't really get a sense of this whole special master thing. Because I just kind of looked at it and I was just saying back and forth, up and down. I'm like, I don't know how I could even read this.
Yeah. Are they going to throw it away? Big yes. Justice taking action. People get what they want. The court understands it's a lot of delusion and crap going on, and they're going to stomp on it. But this is my ultimate yes card. So I got a big sunny yes that the DOJ will win, and it's going to piss the little judge off. She's never shown up as an adult in any reading I've ever done on her. She's always shown up as a page.
Sword of Truth wins. So I got the Hermit next to Sword of Truth coming, and what it kind of looks like, this Hermit in this deck kind of looks like, here's the government telling the peon there or whatever, this is what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I sense there. Then we got the Sword of Truth coming.
Yeah, I got the Ace of Swords.
So little time, take some time with the Wheel of Fortune. Things will happen properly. It's just a spinning wheel, the smoke and mirrors spinning wheel, playing games here with this whole thing. Temperance and the Nine of Wands. It's kind of like we got to fight off all the nonsense with that Nine of Wands. So yeah, the DOJ wins again, or the 11th Circuit, yeah, with the DOJ. Look forward to morning, how it'll work out. Actually, we said that positive message this morning with the 4 card at the start. Let's see, 130, probably only 2 more.
Okay.
Two more starred ones. Oh, bless you. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. I've been like.
Thank you.
Like a nice. So I don't usually use this Ship of Fools only because of the lack of color, but they're speaking today with the way they picture them. It's so cool.
Well, because they're about misled government and chaotic times.
There you go. Okay. Ukraine. All four provinces. They deserve Crimea back after they went through. Yeah, they supposedly all that nonsense claimed on their territories, and then Ukraine took one of them back already, or the city
Mm-hmm.
in the Donetsk region. So much for victory. There's so much news about Russians just fleeing, not fighting in certain places, giving up. Hey, Teresa, hugs. Okay, Ukraine.
Oh, I love it. They're going to get it back because it's never going to be recognized by the world as it was lost. They're going to get it back because it's just and rightly and who they're connected to, and because the people there, they'll fight their way out of it if they have to on their own, but they're not going to be part of the Russians. The two negative cards I had was this is a false counter, someone giving something falsely, which would be that crazy ass election. And this is just a bad messenger. And in the traditional tarot, the Rider Waite, the Page of Cups is looking in a cup and there's a fish coming out of it. In this card, the fish is here in the water, but in the water. You can see him here. But when I was taught to read tarot, they said, is that a real fish in the cup or just a stinky dead one? So when it's reversed, I always read it's a stinky dead thing. So, yeah, they're going to get them back. There's not going to be any question about it.
So weird. Later on in this toss, is telling me about the tribunals and the sword of justice.
Mm-hmm.
So the Queen of Swords, the Emperor, Justice, and the Devil. So we got, these tribunals. And bless you, Linda. Thank you for being part of this community. So, yeah. So we got the Sword of Justice coming here with the Queen of Swords. And then the Emperor, which I'm going to throw down as Russia here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good for them. We have Justice coming on the Devil. This is illegal. Call what it is. It was an illegal annexation war. And yeah, I believe it's all going back to the way it's supposed to be. The Lovers, Temperance, and Six of Cups.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way it's supposed to be, the way it was. I think they get it all back. A little time for the Temperance angels coming in to help. A little time. And then on the bottom of the deck, I had the Ace of Coins. That's full of prosperity and abundance coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be some struggles yet. I did have some others popping in here and there with the 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, the Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
There's still some battles and struggles coming up. The 10 of Swords is a tough battle card. There's still some fights in certain areas. Things are going to happen. The Hangman, I think they're going to be finding more areas with the Hangman here. They're going to find more areas of torture, war abuses. I think once they start clearing out some of these areas, it's going to be sad yet. But eventually, yes, and the tribunals and everything's going to happen. We're going to hear about some sadness.
The longer haul is going to be Crimea. getting it
Yeah,
back.
that's going to be a tough one. But they deserve it all back.
Well, they may
But
be able to push Russia to do it because otherwise they're going to get no help, and they know now how broke they are.
God, they're in big trouble.
Hmm.
Putin has something bad planned for the 30th.
I thought it was this last 30th, September 30th.
And that, if you can clarify quick, if it was October 30th? Yeah. I mean,
Well,
that supposed speech that was given the other day was crazy nonsense.
mhm.
It was like a 45 rally.
You mean the one where he told racist remarks about McConnell's wife?
Yeah.
That kind of crazy? Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of things against McConnell's wife. It's not that she was born in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, he's not. It's if he's planning something, he's not going to make it to the 30th. What I got was
Nice.
he's trying to come up with some sort of plan to think it through, but he can't get his generals and people to agree to it. Matter of fact, they're making other choices for a new beginning,
Well,
and they're going to push Pootie out of the garden.
Bye. See ya.
See ya. Don't let the
All
front
right.
door hit you. The good Lord split you.
There's still weirdness going on in China too, because they're coming up in their elections. I think on the 30th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the overall consensus is that they don't want Xi anymore.
Yeah.
There's still some weirdness going on over in China with him being gone and supposedly back or whatever's going on.
So weird that all happened right after he really took off after Putin for his stupid war.
Good point there. All right.
I do have a spy that lives in Finland who told me that the day before all the rumors started rushing around about Xi, that the cash machines that were tied to Chinese banks in Finland all stopped working.
Wow.
I have a good spy. I get kind of daily notes and clippings from different sorts of press in Finland about what's happening over there.
Those two guys, they're basically antichrists. They feel like they're tied together. They're pretty darn close. Well, let's see what the cards say again here. Put Pootie out to the garden.
Thank you, Kathy D. And I missed one other one. And Terry Renner. Thank you.
11-11. Thanks, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Fool. Wow. Got a lot of majors if the former guy and Putin are together. Where'd that go?
They're passing really close.
The Hierophant, Empress, and Six of Swords. That sounds like they're pretty tied together. The Hierophant, the Pope. Okay, let's look at the pictures here again. Okay, the Hierophant there, we got our angels, the higher authority, talking to these people. And then the Empress is like it's feeling like our contracts. We go through the universe, and then Six of Swords here, they're moving on to a different path, transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Other ones, I have the Fool. Oh, shoot. It's only a misstep here. What's number 2 in the major arcana? Because this says the Pappas. What is that? The Mountaineer.
Number 2 in the major arcana. Jeez.
Yeah, it goes from the Fool to what?
Goes from the Fool to the Empress. No, the Empress
3.
is 1, and then it's the Emperor.
Oh,
I can do
yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So the other major arcana is the Fool and the Emperor. So they had a purpose. They had a journey. It's like, you need to do this. This is your contract, and then the Emperor is getting praised, telling things what to do, and then we had the Hierophant coming in with your contract, your authority. I think they're together. Judgment will wane upon them in an delusional kind of way. That Judgment and 7 of Cups. So it's a lot of major arcana throwing in there with the 6 of Swords, a transition.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they feel very tied. What are you talking about with wood chippers? I missed that. Yeah, I would just praise our Lords that we are not in that situation in our own life. That we're safe and sound. We're just here for prayers and loving balance, and then our lives are not misplaced, or we have to run.
If you want to screw up Putin's life, just put love and light and protection around everyone in Ukraine and to all the Russians who are fighting him right now.
That's right. The 2 is the High Priestess.
Right.
That's right. In this deck, it's called the Pappas.
The first one is the Magician. The second one is High Priestess. Then there's the Empress, and then the Emperor. And then there's the
High Priestess. What always gets me with the High Priestess, I see this priestess, and she usually holds a book, right? And I can look at, like, the writings of the contract or the secrets of the universe kind of feeling too.
Now she's sort of the Fool is you don't exist. You're in that place before you come in to be with us. Then you get a physical body, and then you're born and you get your soul. That's the High Priestess. And then the first human love you normally know is your mother. Then you go to your father, who is the Emperor. The Emperor. And then you grow enough to go to need the Hierophant to have the rules of society given to you. And then the next card is the Lovers, which is when you kind of decide, am I going to do what mommy and daddy say? Am I going to live by the rules? What am I going to do? And you make your first real choice. And when the Lovers used to choose people, I used to always say to them, I bet you when you went out and the first time you made love, you did not call your parents and say, guess where I
am. Good point. Run home. Mom, Dad, I'm dating.
Should I
Oh,
unrough my clothing before I come home?
1:45. Gosh, it so flies. All
I
right.
know.
I'm gonna grab my Oracle deck for a message.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna use yours. I'm gonna use yours.
yeah, we skipped the magician. I think that was magician is what, 4 or 5? No,
No,
4.
he's one.
Magician is one.
Fool, magician, high
Full
priestess,
magician. Okay.
empress, emperor, hierophant, and then lovers.
Enjoy your beautiful day.
Mm-hmm. This is my card, and it's from Scott's Alien deck.
Oh,
Ain't he cute? And it says, "You have the power within you. Just ask the universe," and that's what we
oh,
need to do.
that was
Oh,
on the
you
bottom.
pulled them too?
That was on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We all have the power. Our ancestors and what we've done. Just ask it because it's there. Because why? The earth is there for us. The energies
Mm-hmm.
around us. Being of one. And
Mm-hmm.
kind of that same thing with the universe being within us. It's our path, our soul's path,
Mm-hmm.
our desires, our choices.
Right. That
Because
was
we
the
feel it.
original name. That was the original name of the lovers card in the original tarot deck was choices.
Really.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm full of trivia. I used to teach this, you know.
But you're much wiser than me.
No, I've been digging around with it since I was 12. It's a lot of years, guys.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for the donating, be here,
Mm-hmm.
watching the little ad videos to help us out a little bit. Everyone have a blessed day. Have fun. Check out your other beautiful YouTubers you like. Best of all, love yourself and be well.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.